Welcome to One Little Spice, the Disney food podcast that isn't afraid to send you into the taste lab.
Welcome to episode 22. So you thought you could skip breakfast and head straight to the park. I'm Julie.
And I'm Amy.
On this week's episode, we are going to tell you about all of the quick breakfasts that you can have in each of the parks in case you didn't eat breakfast before you left and now you're starving. But first, it's time for Amy's Daily Dish. Amy, what's your dish?
Let's dish. Item 1. Tea, anyone? Rose and Crown Pub in the UK in Epcot's World Showcase is having a tea experience at 9:45 a.m. on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Was there a pun there? Did I miss it?
The pun's not there.
Okay.
They're just funny titles.
I didn't hear the title then.
Tea, anyone?
Oh.
The second one's funnier.
You built that one up, Amy.
It's $30 per person and of course includes a tea tasting and scones and sandwiches, and you will also get some tea education from a Twinings trained cast member.
One more time.
Some tea education from a Twinings trained cast member. So it's not just an early morning cup of tea, but a learning opportunity as well.
And they serve like sandwiches and pastries too, right?
Yeah, sandwiches and scones.
And it's only $30. Like,
Yeah.
what? Food and tea and learning?
Yeah. Now, you will want to make a reservation ahead of time. It can be done online, and the Walt Disney World reservation hotline. Do we call it a hotline? I don't know.
On the request line.
Item 2. Illuminations. After nearly 20 years of performances, Epcot's nighttime spectacular Illuminations will be coming to an end. The good news is that the end date is listed as the second half of 2019, so we have almost a year, maybe a full year, maybe longer, until we have to say adios, hadiet, zaijan, auf Wiedersehen, ciao, goodbye, sayonara, wadien, au revoir, take care, and have a good one, eh? To Illuminations.
Have a good one, eh? I love it.
Well, come back.
It makes me so sad that it's going away.
I know. Well, come back, Amy. You're welcome here anytime, was what my Canadian relatives say to me, so I had to kind of come up with something else. That doesn't really apply
Yeah,
here.
Illuminations is not coming back anytime, me.
No word as to what show will replace it, but it is said to be part of the ongoing Epcot overhaul that has just started.
So can we just talk
Yes.
about how this Epcot overhaul includes a Frozen ride in Norway? And I just really hope that the new show is not
Character related?
Yes, because Illuminations, my favorite part about Illuminations,
The Nations?
exactly. And my least favorite part of the Frozen ride is that it took away some of the
Cultural significance of the Norwegian Pavilion?
exactly. It's like you could read my mind.
Just a little bit. But yeah, no, I will be sad to see it go, but it has been running for 20 years, so...
Amy. Let it go.
Let
it go. Not really.
No, sadly, but we will have to let it go. But we will be able to see it before it goes.
Have I told you that I have been training my dog, and now every time I sing, "Do you want to build a snowman?" she knows we're going for a walk. And she
that's awesome.
freaks out. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Item 3. It's pumpkin spice time in Radiator Springs. At Flo's V8 Cafe in Disney California Adventure, you can now get a PSM, pumpkin spice milkshake.
Ooh.
The vanilla pumpkin spiced milkshake is served in a caramel drizzled cup, topped with whipped cream, more caramel, graham cracker bits, and sprinkles.
Can we talk about what I had last night?
What did you have last night?
So my mother makes homemade caramel sauce,
Yum.
and I put it over my pumpkin ice cream.
Yum. So you basically had this milkshake, but without sprinkles, whipped cream, or graham cracker bits.
Shake-wise.
So that's a fun, tasty ode to fall right there. Item 4. Time to stick with it. Liberty Square Market in
Yes!
in Magic Kingdom has some exciting new protein options. They are both served on a stick. First, we have grilled chicken skewer that has been marinated in a sweet and spicy sauce.
Amy's clearly saving the best for last.
Uh-huh. And it looks pretty darn tasty. We also have candied bacon on a stick.
Candied bacon on a stick, people. Candied bacon on a stick.
It is a very thick slab of bacon cooked deliciously on a stick. We are talking at least half an inch thick or more of candied bacon.
Oh my gosh, it looks amazing!
Now, the outside's going to be a little crispy because, the sugar from the candied portion, but it's not going to be like a hard, crispy piece of bacon. It's going to be deliciously chewy. So, when you have a nice, thick cut piece of bacon and it's cooked properly, so the fatty bits are crispy, but then the rest of it's a little bit chewy. Like you got to munch on it. It's not just like breaking into a million pieces in your mouth. That's what you're kind of gonna get. It's not gonna be a big chunk of crispy bacon. It'll be nice and delicious and crispy on the outside, but it'll be nice and chewy on the inside.
It's gonna be delicious.
The reviews online, or at least the people who've had it and are reviewing, that makes sense. People online are saying it's delicious, it's chewy in the best possible way, and I hope it is still around come November, and then again in December, and then again every other time we visit for life.
You know what I'm really disappointed about that they won't have when we're down there?
The hot dog?
The jalapeno popper hot dog at Casey's.
I was right! Yay! I mean, sad that they won't have it, but I'm really excited I was correct.
Yes, because you can read my mind right now.
I don't know. I'm just reading it.
Is that all the news?
That is all the news. All 4 items of it.
All right. So now we are going to talk about the different places where you can get breakfast in the different parks in case you forgot to while you were at your resort.
So I'm usually okay till lunch, but
Julie
is not.
Never. Never.
My mother is not. Pretty much.
I pretend to be, and I
She
try
does.
really hard. And then, the second we get in the park, I'm like, I need food.
Yup.
Just like that.
Literally that.
I pretty much sound exactly like that.
She's not making it up.
Until I get the food. And then I'm a happier gopher.
Unless it's salty. No.
Oh, God, that was awful.
We'll talk about that, though.
All right, so I guess we'll start in Magic Kingdom.
Yes. Where to go to get a breakfast or a snacky breakfast in the parks. All walk up, all quick service, all snacks.
I'm going to start with Aloha Isle.
Mm-hmm.
And you're all going to think I'm crazy. But as we have said, we are a Dole Whip friendly What did you say, Dole Whip? We are a Dole Whip podcast. We're not a podcast about Dole Whips.
We are a Dole Whip podcast.
But we love Dole Whips. So.
We are Citrus Swirl friendly.
Friendly. They're all right. Especially with that new orange cone. But I absolutely stand behind the fact that you can have a Dole Whip pineapple upside down cake for breakfast. It's open at 10 a.m. That's breakfast time. Do yourself a favor and go get one of these for breakfast.
If the Gingerbread Construction Company can make a chocolate cupcake and put vanilla frosting on it and put it next to the muffins and call it a chocolate muffin until you can have that for breakfast, then you can have a Dole Whip on top of a small mini pineapple upside down cake. And I feel like you've come out a winner.
Yep. Fight me on this one. I dare you.
She's talking to you because clearly I'm agreeing with her.
Exactly. So, now the next one, I'm touching on it because technically it is a quick service, but it is a sit down and you have to make reservations, but be our guest. We talked about it a couple podcasts ago, so I'm not going to actually go into detail on it. But it's actually a really good one if you want to get into the parks early, too, because you can make reservations before the park opens so that you can get in and walk and take your pictures of the castle without anybody in there and then go for your reservation and then enjoy the rest of your day.
So the likelihood is, unless you've made a reservation, you're not going to get to have breakfast here. However,
sometimes they have, if you, didn't make a reservation and you're like, oh, darn, I'm hungry, it's worth it to go check.
Yeah.
Because there's
Always
another place
check.
where you can get breakfast near there, which we'll talk about in a second. I might as well talk about it now. That if you don't get it at Be Our Guest, you can walk 2 feet and go to Gaston's Tavern.
Yes. And it might be your lucky day. It might be super quiet in the parks.
Or someone might have canceled their
or
reservation.
canceled your reservation. So it is technically somewhere you could walk up to. It's just very unlikely.
Very rare. So Gaston's Tavern has a giant cinnamon roll.
Ask for it with extra icing.
Get it with extra icing. And if they give you extra icing, ask for extra icing because they never give you enough.
It's giant and you need the extra icing, and that's a fact of life.
Absolutely. And they do have some other options. They have a chocolate croissant. They have some fruit options. I think they have some muffins. I'm double checking.
What do they have again?
Muffins.
Muffins. Are they shaped like cows?
Muffins. All right, so here we go. They have sliced apples with caramel sauce, hummus and dip, vegetables, mini baby bells, chocolate croissant, warm cinnamon rolls. See that not all of that sounds like breakfast to a lot of people, but I like savory things for breakfast, so I'd be on board with any of those. But they also have like a ham, brie, and grain mustard sandwich, which you could consider a breakfast sandwich, but that's definitely more of a lunch option. And then they have a cheese and fruit picnic platter, which could also be a breakfast. So while they may not be marketed as breakfast foods, they're definitely breakfast options.
Keep in mind, a lot of the places that have a set menu all day are probably going to have that whole menu all day, but occasionally they're going to have slightly fewer offerings, more breakfast-specific offerings in the morning, than they will a little bit later in the morning, so just be open.
So when you look at the menus on the website, it says what are offered till what time of day, and I have
Well, it just says
put that on the menu.
Okay. Nothing except for when it said breakfast.
But anything that's a snack that's all day has all of the options all day, from when they open to when they close.
Got it.
So the Cheshire Cafe is next. I know we skipped alphabetical order to talk about Gaston's Tavern because it was right by Be Our Guest.
We were supposed to do this in alphabetical order?
I did it in alphabetical order.
Okay, because I did not.
Gosh, Amy. How did you not do it in alphabetical order? Didn't you just go to DisneyWorld.com, pick Animal Kingdom, and then go through all the restaurants and then write them out?
It's semi-alphabetical order because I made a couple of different sections, that's all.
Okay. So Cheshire Cafe has the Cheshire Cattail that everybody loves, which is that awesome rolled cinnamon chocolate pastry thing with the pink and purple drizzle on it, like the Cheshire Cat. You all know what I'm talking about, even though that was a horrible description.
It really was a horrible description, but
shut
it
your
was
mouth.
An accurate one.
And then they have the ham and cheese pretzel, which I would totally consider a breakfast food.
Me too.
But you could also eat that any time of day that you want. But I definitely want to try that at breakfast. It also comes with chips, which makes it kind of a lunch thing. But they do have coffee and tea, so breakfast. They have cold brew, breakfast, or lunch or dinner, whenever you like coffee. So that is another option.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Liberty Square Market. Now, I put this one down here because they have fruit.
Do they have the bacon for breakfast? Because that's where I want breakfast if they have the bacon on a stick for breakfast.
They're not available till 11. So, the Liberty Square Market has some fruit, has some grapes, pineapple cup, trail mix, yogurt, whole fruit for $2, which is ridiculous. Who wants to buy a $2 banana? But they exist. Some goldfish crackers, mini Baby Bell cheese, a Mickey pretzel with cheese sauce is served after 10, a hot dog is served after 10, and the chicken skewers and the candied bacon are served after 11. But there are some breakfast options. I feel like, if you want something quick and simple that doesn't fill you up too much but carries you over until lunch, any of the fruit, the watermelon is available seasonally. But anything like that is going to be a good option. A piece of fruit, a piece of cheese, that's a yummy, yummy breakfast. Next is the Main Street Bakery, a.k.a. Starbucks. The menu online is pretty hilarious. It has a caramel frappuccino, tall, caramel frappuccino, venti, caramel frappuccino, grande, and it goes through all of the drinks that they have and lists them that they come in tall, grande, or venti. And then some Starbucks refreshers, and then some espressos and coffees, and some cold brews and some teas. And some seasonal offerings, which are the pumpkin spice latte and salted caramel mocha, yada, yada, yada. But nowhere does it say that they have food. They do. I don't know if they have the wrap at this one, but Amy and I got a really yummy wrap at the one in MGM, Hollywood Studios. But usually they have the seasonal cupcakes. They should have, I don't know if they only have them, again, at MGM or Hollywood Studios, but they have the carrot cake cookie there now, or whatever they call it. that they used to have at Sweet Spells, and before that, the Writer's Spot. So Main Street Bakery. That's okay. So this one is going to be the busiest because this is the one that's right on Main Street. Everybody stops in there first to get food. If you're looking to not wait in the line, maybe go to one of the other places that I've talked about. Now, the next one I put on here is only for September, but they have a flatbread of the month at Pinocchio's Village House. It's not open till 11, so it's not really going to be breakfast, but I put it on here because this flatbread of the month is sausage gravy with bacon crumbles and scrambled eggs. And if that doesn't scream, I'm a breakfast flatbread, I don't know what does.
I don't want my flatbreads to scream.
Psh, fine then. So the next one is Prince Eric's Market. This is in the Little Mermaid world. And they have grapes and a
new land we have there in Magic Kingdom. Little Mermaid world. Where have I been?
The Little Mermaid section of Fantasyland. You know what I'm talking about. And they have grapes and a mermaid donut. Now this next one is my all-time favorite breakfast option. Sleepy Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast sandwich waffle.
Yes.
Ham, eggs, cheese, tomato. Yum.
Also other waffle options, but
I
get this
put
one.
mustard on it to add a little zhuzh. It was amazing.
It was.
And I suppose like strawberry banana Nutella waffle could technically be breakfast.
Or
but
just like a Mickey waffle. I think they have Mickey waffles now.
Yep.
A Mickey waffle.
Now this is only served until noon, so make sure you get there and get it in the morning. I loved this. It was so delicious. It was amazing.
And then go back and get a spicy chicken waffle sandwich.
Add your own arugula. I wonder if there's any other place in Magic Kingdom that has arugula on things that we can be like, excuse me, can we please have some arugula on the side to go get
I
our...
think there is. I can't remember where it is.
I'm
though.
sure Be Our Guest does, but
It's
going to be a little harder to ask
yeah.
them for arugula.
I remember determining that there was a place with arugula, but we'd already had like our sandwich or something.
And then the last one in Magic Kingdom is Westward Ho! They have breakfast sandwiches and muffins. And also cold brew.
Where is Westward Ho?
I assume it's in Adventureland, but let's
Yep.
look it up. Yeah, it's one of the carts on...
Oh, I know exactly which one it is. It's the one we
Frontierland.
stood next to during the
Yep.
Halloween parade.
I've had that song stuck in my head all day. So the breakfast sandwich they have there is bacon, eggs, cheddar, and pepper jack, served on a multi-grain croissant. Delicious.
I want a multi-grain croissant.
And they have premium... I love that under beverages, premium flavor syrups is an option, but it's really just to add to the coffee. But they do have pumpkin spice right now to put in the cold brew, and I can imagine that a pump of pumpkin and a pump of caramel would be a delicious cold brew.
I agree.
And I bet a pump of caramel and a pump of vanilla would taste like a butterbeer.
Mm-hmm.
Throw some whipped cream on that. Mm-hmm. Sorry, wrong fandom. So that is all that we have for Magic Kingdom. So next is Animal Kingdom. So Amy is going to go over those options.
So, first we'll start with Creature Comforts, which is the Starbucks.
Oh, we started with the Starbucks there.
We're well, it's alphabetical. Apparently, I wasn't paying attention, but yes, it's alphabetical. So, just as Julie mentioned, they have for the Magic Kingdom Starbucks, they have all the drinks listed, the frappuccinos and lattes and whatnot, and all the various different sizes listed. They've got the refreshers, which are like the iced tea and white tea type beverages, espresso, mochas, venti, deliciousness, cold brew.
Literally anything you could get at a
Anything
Starbucks.
you could think of. And then again, the seasonal offerings. You can also get, again, as Julie mentioned, pastries and sandwiches and wraps and cupcakes and little things like that. And I think cake pops too. Not like the fancy Mickey cake pops, but I think the Starbucks style cake pops. But anyways, you can get all that, and that's at Creature Comforts. So that is on Discovery Island, which is, if you're going into the park, take a left at the tree. So another place is the Harambe Fruit Market. That is in Africa, which is if you go over the bridge and
Through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
start walking towards the safari. You're gonna get there before you get to the safari. It has a selection. It's a fruit market, so obviously it has lots of fruit, and it's going to have Mickey pretzels, potato chips and whatnot, apple slices with caramel, fruit and nut mix, yogurt, mini Baby Bell cheese snacks, 6-pack, the official cheese of Disney World.
Whoop whoop.
And then they've got waters, bottled beverages, so like sodas and juices, Powerade, Smart Water, orange juice, whatnot. And that's the same all day. The next is the Isle of Java. Now, the Isle of Java is the coffee location on the right side of the Tree of Life. It's right before, I believe it's right before you go into, or as you are going into Dinoland USA. They have a much smaller selection than the Starbucks location on the other side of the Tree of Life, but they, in addition to clearly having coffee, it's called Isle of Java, they have danishes, muffins, the elephant ear pastry, cookies, Mickey pretzel with cheese sauce.
What is the one that had that awful wrap that I had?
We'll get there.
Oh, okay. That's not this one.
Yeah. And then beverages, assorted fountain beverages, Minute Maid, coffee, espresso, cappuccino, hot cocoa, frozen beverages. Now it says alcoholic beverages are also available. Frozen Coca-Cola with spiced rum and white chocolate with Captain Morgan original spiced rum. I'm not sure that they serve that in the morning or not.
I think for the alcohol, it's not served before 11.
Now to the place that had the breakfast wrap that Julie did not like.
The breakfast salt?
Coos Safari Coffee Shop and Bakery. They have a hot breakfast wrap, which is egg, sausage, spinach, and goat cheese. And Julie can take a moment and tell you about that.
So I get this food. Okay, so we're in Animal Kingdom, and I am so hungry. Are we surprised? And I just want a savory breakfast option, and we're like walking by, waddling by, and I see this wrap that has goat cheese in it, and spinach, and sausage, and like, how can you go wrong? Obviously egg. And like, how can you go wrong with that? It sounds so delicious. So I wait in line for a really long time. It was probably a good 20 minutes at least that I waited in line for this. It was, Amy like wandered off to go look at things. I didn't want her to stay and wait in line with me. I was a big girl. I could do it myself.
I was wandering off to see if I could find myself breakfast because I wanted something, but it was closed. Clearly we needed this. We needed this podcast back then ourselves.
So I get it, and I'm so excited. And now, like, waiting in line, I, like, walk up to the counter, and I'm looking at all the pastries. And this elephant ear is, like, the size of my head. And I'm like, darn it, I probably should have gotten that. And then I tried my wrap and was like, I really should have gotten that. So it was literally like biting into a wrap full of salt. There was not a single other flavor that I tasted except salt. I could not taste the flavor of the egg. I could not taste the flavor of the cheese. I could not taste the flavor of the sausage. There was literally one teeny tiny piece of sausage in my wrap too. And like 3 little teeny tiny, not even leaves of spinach, like pieces of leaves of spinach. And I just felt absolutely disgusting for like the rest of the day because of the amount of sodium that was inside my body. There was not enough water that I could drink in that day. And I think that was the trip that I ended up with like swollen ankles on the way home. And it was all because of the salt in this wrap. Now I've heard from people who have had this that thought it was really good.
I'm hoping that they've improved upon it. I'm hoping they were having
I'm hoping
a bad
it was like
day.
a fluke and they were like, whoops, I dropped all the salt. No one will notice. I hope that was what happened. But it was so salty. And it kind of like ruined my morning.
So caution for the hot breakfast wrap. Now, they also have a colossal cinnamon roll. Serves 2.
That also looked insanely large.
Assorted danishes, the elephant ear pastry we already talked about, assorted muffins, a croissant, cereal with milk, fresh fruit cup, Dannon Greek yogurt. So this is probably a good place if you got kids and they only really like to eat cereal or yogurt for breakfast. This is a place you could get that for them. Assorted fountain beverages, Simply Orange, orange juice, apple juice, bottled water, iced coffee, hot cocoa, espresso, cappuccino, and iced coffee with cream liqueur. I'm not sure when they start serving that. It doesn't give me a time on this particular menu.
That's probably got to be first thing, though.
Yeah, I would imagine, too. I kind of have a talk about the delicious beverages that some of these places have in just a bit. We also have Pongu Pongu in Pandora. They have their own breakfast menu. It is the sausage and egg biscuit, French toast sticks, and the Pongo Lumpia. Yes, you can get the Pongo Lumpia at 9 in the morning.
Yay. Once upon a time, we reported news that was gone, and 30 seconds later, it was back, and we took it out of our news because it was never really gone.
It was never really gone. It was just missing. It was actually supposed to be gone, but there was quite the response on the internet. Thirsty River Bar, and Trek Snacks. They are over in Asia, adjacent to the Kali River Rapids, I believe. And for breakfast, they have things like danishes, croissants, chips, popcorn, Mickey ice cream bar and ice cream sandwiches, frozen banana, chocolate covered with nuts. So if the ice cream carts aren't open yet and you want your frozen banana, this is where you're going to go. Frozen fruit bar, frozen lemonade cup, frozen orange cup, frozen strawberry lemonade cup. Morning beverages include orange juice, apple juice, bottled water. All-day beverages, they have various fruit beverages like the Moen Wild Strawberry Lychee and Adwala Lemonade, the Flying Yak, which is mango puree blended with pineapple juice. That sounds really tasty. Bottled water, apple juice, orange juice, chocolate milk, coffee, hot cocoa, that sort of thing. They do, I believe, serve alcohol later in the day, but not for breakfast. And then Yak and Yeti Local Foods Cafe. Now, Yak and Yeti Local Foods Cafe is connected to the main Yak and Yeti table service restaurant, but it is exclusively quick service. You walk up to the windows. There is not seating directly in front of it. You kind of actually have to go around the corner past the Yak and Yeti gift shop. There are some bathrooms and a whole bunch of seating area, and it's relatively shady if I recall. They have actually a pretty good extensive menu. They're kind of like your go-to if you want like a full breakfast and you want to sit down and eat it. That is where I would go to in Animal Kingdom. They have bacon and egg sandwich served on toasted challah bread and served with hash browns. Egg white English muffin also served with hash browns. Sausage and egg English muffin. Canadian bacon English muffin. Again, all served with hash browns. A breakfast burrito with eggs.
Which is this one?
Yak and Yeti.
Yak and Yeti, okay.
Yeah. Breakfast burrito, eggs, American cheese, chorizo, peppers, and onions, served with hash brown bites. Breakfast tacos, eggs, American cheese, bacon wrapped in warm tortillas, served with those hash browns.
See, now, like, the breakfast tacos sound good, but they're literally just a breakfast burrito that they didn't roll up.
Yeah, but it has bacon instead of chorizo.
No, I know, but I mean in life.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you make a burrito or a taco, like a breakfast this or a breakfast that, or change it from normal burritos and tacos, it's generally the same filling, unless when they do that with, like, breakfast stuff, but, different way to eat it. Salads and sides, fruit salad, hash brown bites, kids meals, pancake and sausage on a stick. That sounds exciting. Includes choice of 1% Mickey milk, small bottled water, or 100% Minute Maid apple juice. Also, they have French toast sticks. Comes with, same options. And for beverages, orange juice, apple juice, or coffee, regular and decaf. So it is a pretty decent breakfast menu for...
Yeah, I remember we were really not thrown, but I remember walking by being like, oh, they have breakfast because they still had the cheese board.
Not exactly breakfast, but good to know about. Satuli Canteen. Sadly, they don't have breakfast anymore. They did for a while, and they stopped.
Made me so angry. Because
Yes.
it was like, they stopped right before we got there, and I got so
Yes.
excited, and I planned it, and we were ready to go, and then they were like, just kidding, we don't have breakfast anymore, and it just seemed so amazing.
Very epic sad. So it's not a
Very epic sad.
It's very epic sad. It's not a breakfast menu, but it does open at 10 a.m. So if you're really hungry and want to get a leg up on lunch, or just want a late breakfast of delicious Satuli Canteen food, go for it. That's definitely an option. Tamu Tamu Refreshments opens at 10:30 a.m. and it's not breakfast, but it has some early morning snack type, not early morning snacks, but you could have early morning snacks there. They have baked goods as well as
That looks like a whoopie pie.
it does, but it's cookies and ice cream. So they actually have pineapple Dole Whip cup. They have a sundae. They have chocolate chip ice cream sandwiches.
I would just like to
Chocolate
reiterate
covered
that pineapple
espresso beans.
Dole Whip is only an acceptable breakfast option if it's on the pineapple upside down cake. I'm
What
just
if
kidding.
it's
Pineapple
served-
Dole Whip is always
I was
acceptable.
gonna say,
at any
what
time
if
of day.
it's served with with
I
rum.
almost couldn't even say that with a straight face.
But yeah, so it's an ice cream place, but hey, you're on a Disney vacation. If you want ice cream for breakfast, go do that. Also, chocolate-covered espresso beans. I think that's breakfast.
I agree.
Now, liquid breakfast. Dalabar in Africa opens at 10 a.m. Pongu Pongu opens at 9 a.m. And they do have all of their normal adult beverages available. So lots of beers. You can get the rum blossom, the Mora margarita. You can get them in the fancy cups with the glowing seed. You got a lot of options from 9 a.m. from Pongu Pongu. So that's pretty much it for Animal Kingdom. But there are a lot of good options. There are a lot of okay options. There are just a lot of options. Julie, would you like to MGM us?
Yes, next is MGM, or Hollywood Studios. There's surprisingly not a lot, which we kind of found out the hard way the last time. They actually closed all the good breakfast spots. So they had Sweet Spells that had the carrot cake cookie, which you could call breakfast. And then they had the Writer's Spot, whatever it was called, that also had some breakfast pastries and treats, and both of those are closed.
And a cheese plate.
Yep, so those places don't exist anymore. So the few places that do exist, the Anaheim Produce Shop opens at 10 a.m., but they have some fruit and pretzels. So I would consider that kind of breakfast food.
They also have some frozen margaritas. I don't know when they start serving them, but
Not
they're not
a
bad.
breakfast food, Amy.
When it's 1,000,000 degrees and you're walking around MGM, it counts. It counts.
So the next place is the Dockside Diner, and this does not show on the main site that it has breakfast. It just says lunch and dinner. But when you click View Menu, it has the breakfast option. So they have an egg white breakfast burrito, which has spinach, pico de gallo, cheese, and potato barrels, and salsa and sour cream. Now, I have to say, if the potato barrels are in it, that is the greatest burrito in the whole world. If they are served on the side, why wouldn't you put those inside?
I agree wholeheartedly with that statement.
And then they have bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast burrito served with potato barrels, salsa, and sour cream, which makes me think that it's on the side. And then they have assorted bagels with choice of cream cheese and sour cream. And let's see, some assorted fruit and a cinnamon roll. And then assorted fountain beverages and all that jazz.
I feel like that was very appropriate for MGM. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I approve.
I'm just seeing if they have coffee or anything there as well, because I did not check that before. They don't open till 11, which is interesting because they have breakfast burritos. So I'm thinking maybe they open before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have regular coffee, vanilla shake, fountain drinks, chocolate shake, hot cocoa. Weird. Why? I would never drink hot cocoa in that heat.
Well, I know when I was looking up some of the places, they weren't listed as when they were open. They just didn't have a time. So I don't know if it was because they were seasonal and we're not in the right time for them to be open, but that could be why they might be having an issue with their time.
And then the other option for breakfast, hold on, I took a screenshot, is the Trolley Car Cafe, which is the Starbucks. So basically they have all the same options that all the other Starbucks have that we talked about. And this one definitely has the carrot cake cookie that we got rid of at...
We didn't get rid of anything,
we didn't get rid of it.
Julie.
We never would have. That they got rid of at Sweet Spells because it had to go somewhere. So it's amazing and delicious and magical and wonderful. Although we haven't tried it yet, so we don't know if it's as magical and delicious and wonderful. But I did get a really yummy... Was it steak? No, it was spinach and goat cheese, or spinach and some cheese, or... It was a really good wrap.
It was good. I got one too. And that was when I accidentally got the free iced tea.
Oh, that's what happened. So I ordered a passion tea lemonade because I wanted some caffeine. And then they told me that the passion tea did not have any caffeine in it. So I was like, oh no, darn it. Can you make me a green tea one? I'll totally pay for both. And then they made the green tea one and just gave us both.
It was very nice of them.
It was. So Amy had her passion tea lemonade.
It was very good. Didn't have any caffeine, but it was very good.
And then the one we are most excited about is Woody's Lunchbox. So they have the raspberry lunchbox tart and the chocolate hazelnut lunchbox tart, which look ginormous and magical and amazing. And
the internet has been saying good things about them.
The chocolate one is coated in maple fondant and candied bacon.
The internet has also been saying good things about that.
The the raspberry one has strawberry fondant and crispy pearls on it. Mm. So they have the breakfast bowl, which is potato barrels smothered in brisket country gravy. The s'mores French toast, served on grilled custard, soaked brioche, and crusted with graham cracker crumbs. A smoked turkey breakfast sandwich served on grilled sourdough, which just kind of seems like the regular turkey sandwich, but I guess it has egg on it or something, I don't know. And the banana split yogurt parfait. So we already talked about that on one of our first episodes as news to a new thing that was coming. And now it's a thing that it's been around forever, and we're so excited to try it and let you know how it actually is. And unfortunately, those are the only options for Hollywood Studios.
That's not a lot.
I know.
Not
It's
a
more
lot at all.
it's more than what I thought they had.
Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking about it now. I didn't really have any, except for my margarita breakfast, I didn't really have any ideas as to what to
because
have.
the only thing we had was that
The wrap.
the wrap.
Yeah. I know people went to like the writer's stop and starring rolls, but that is gone now.
I don't know why they got rid of starring rolls.
It's unclear. Epcot Park breakfasts. Fountain View in Future World. Guess what? Starbucks. That was where I almost got free chiropractic work. Kringla Bakeri og Cafe in Norway. So this is where you are able to get the famed school bread. So among other school bread is a sweet roll filled with custard, pastry cream, and dipped in coconut. It looks delicious. It gets mixed reviews. Some people think it's the best thing on the planet. Other people are like, hey, I don't get it. I don't get it. I've not had it myself, but I'd probably describe it as a Boston cream donut covered in white icing and coconut instead of chocolate. You can get rice cream, which is a rice pudding topped with strawberry sauce. They've got some flatbreads and some kringla, which are Norwegian pastries, cream puffs, some cupcakes, Viking chocolate mousse, which is in the shape of a helmet with little horns. I love it. Some trifle, some yogurt parfait, Norwegian charcuterie, fruit cups, assorted muffins. You got your coffee, espresso, cappuccino, cafe latte, fountain beverages, Viking coffee, which is coffee liqueur, and which is a coffee with Camorra coffee liqueur and Bailey's Irish cream, Nordic draft beer. There's a few options that they give you there. For more savory options, they have it listed as an all day, but I'm not, so I believe they might have it in the morning as well, but they may have different options. But they're showing Norwegian club sandwiches, ham and apple sandwiches. Let me tell you, a ham and apple sandwich is delicious. This one's ham, apple, Jarlsberg, and Munster cheese with a sweet apple chutney on a toasted multigrain bread. I would eat that like nobody's business. A salmon egg bagel and a Norwegian chef salad. Again, this is what they have listed that they have all day, so it might be a little bit different, but I know you can get the school bread pretty much all the time, as well as all the pastries that they offer. That is also one of the places that you may be able to get some alcohol earlier in the day, but it is unclear. So over in France, we have La Haze Boulangerie Pâtisserie in France, in the back. Follow the other people walking into France. That's where they're going. If they stop in front of the fountains and take a picture, it's okay. Just look for the people in front of them and follow them. So boulangerie is referring to a bread type bakery, and pâtisserie is referring to a sweet confectionery type bakery. Fun with French. So they only show a lunch and dinner menu, but they are open for breakfast. But it would make a lot of sense if they had all the exact food that they have at lunch and dinner for breakfast. So they just might. The jambon beurre is a ham and cheese and Dijon mustard butter on a demi baguette. They have the brie aux pommes, which is one of my favorites, which is brie, apples, and cranberries on a multigrain baguette. Poulet à pistou, which is chicken bread with cheese, tomato, red onion, and pesto. Bleu, a romaine salad with blue cheese and croutons. Dindel BLT, which is turkey, bacon, lettuce, tomato, and garlic aioli. Croissant jambon fromage, which is ham, cheese, and bechamel and a croissant. Did you have that one, Julie? I feel like you did.
That was what I was choosing between.
Yes.
The one I ended up getting had, I don't know.
Tarte au fromage. Tartine au fromage. Country bread, tomato sauce, Swiss and Parmesan and goat cheese. Niçoise, which is a salad with tuna, potato, egg, beans, tomato, and dressing. They have stuff like quiche Lorraine, cheese plates, a lot of quiches. So they have a quiche Florentine, which is goat cheese, spinach. Vichyssoise is a potato leek salad. They have bacon cheese rolls. There's a lot of options. They have a lobster bisque that you can get a half baguette or a full baguette. Croque monsieur, which is toasted ham and cheese.
That's all breakfast?
From what I can tell, it's all available all the time. They also have lots of desserts like Napoleon's eclairs, creme brulee, parfaits, mousses, macarons, all sorts of different options. And then obviously your sort of more standard French pastries of croissant, pain au chocolat, brioche, some flan, all sorts of pamia, which is actually what the elephant ears are called. I don't know why I didn't say that when we were in Animal Kingdom. All sorts of lovely deliciousness. And then a great selection of various coffee-based beverages, tea-based beverages. They've got sparkling water like Perrier, chocolate milk, hot chocolate, and it lists mimosas and champagne and various French wines. I'm not sure when they start selling them, but this is one of your like go-to places for breakfast in Epcot. Now, another place which does not require you leaving Future World, because generally that's where you're going to spend your morning unless you specifically have a reason to go to the side sections of World Showcase, is Sunshine Seasons. That is located in the Land Pavilion with one of Julie and I's favorite rides, Living with the Land.
So once upon a time, I had the most amazing breakfast, like layered quiche there, and it was probably one of the best breakfasts I've ever had, and I've never seen it there ever again, but it was to die for.
Clearly, we must pay more attention. So you can get breakfast platter, which is going to be scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, breakfast potatoes, cinnamon French toast, bread pudding. They have a breakfast croissant sandwich, breakfast souffle, overnight oats. Side note, I love overnight oats. You should all make overnight oats. It's easy. It's delicious.
They're so easy and so yummy.
Just get regular old-fashioned rolled oats, not instant, and not steel cut, because wouldn't work with steel cut. I love steel cut oats, but it doesn't work for overnight oats. Breakfast power wrap, which has wild rice, sweet potatoes, blueberries, avocado, and tofu. I find that very interesting. The cinnamon French toast bread pudding, which we mentioned, which is served with bacon. They have a few, they call it desserts, but they're the sweeter side of breakfast. Cinnamon rolls, Danish, chocolate croissant, blueberry muffin, lemonade slushy, croissant, more regular croissant, chocolate chip muffin, strawberry banana smoothie. The kids' meals, they have a breakfast platter, which is a small version of the one I just mentioned. And then they have, your assorted breakfast beverages. They have the banana smoothie, coffee, tea, cold brew, roast iced coffee, decaffeinated coffee, Joffrey's cold brew shaken Jamaican iced coffee. I wonder how good that is. I've had Jamaican coffee. It's very good. Espresso, cappuccino, smart water, chocolate milk, orange juice. Soy milk. This is the first breakfast location I've seen that has soy milk, chocolate or vanilla. Powerade, Honest Tea, iced tea lemonade, Honest Tea Honest Tea pomegranate blueberry, Honest Tea peach white, cran apple juice, bottled water, Perrier. So one of the fun things about Sunshine Seasons is that it's not exclusively like super healthy foods, but the idea is that it's in the Land Pavilion. It's food that showcases produce. Would you say that it showcases healthy, produces?
Showcases the sustainability side of
the
Disney.
Sustainability side. It's during the lunch and dinner. It tends to have a lot of really interesting salads, which though are now a lot easier to find at quick service around Disney World. It used to be kind of difficult to find. It has stir fries. It has all sorts of delicious stuff that really shows like living with the land.
And really fun cupcakes.
Yes, really fun cupcakes. So I think I have a couple other places, or maybe I don't. Maybe I lied. Okay, so not breakfast food, but open by 10 a.m. There is a snack cart called the Land Snack Cart outside of the Land Pavilion to the left. And it opens at 10 a.m. and it has fruit and cheese, Mickey pretzels and hummus, some various beverages. So that might be like a quick, semi-healthy breakfast.
I've gotten a Mickey pretzel from there.
Yes,
it's
you did.
Delicious.
It was. You can get it with the cheese sauce. So that's kind of
I did.
Yeah, a quick inside inside the Future World breakfast that's quick snack, somewhat healthy depending on what you get. And then the La Cantina de San Angelo, which is the La Cantina de San Angel, which is outside of Mexico. So it's the one across from the Big Pyramid. And it is the quick service. It opens for lunch at 10 a.m. So it's lunch food, not breakfast food, but, you know, like we said before about Animal Kingdom, if you're particularly hungry and want to skip the whole breakfast thing and get moving on to lunch, that's a good place to start. Now, liquid breakfasts, like I said in Animal Kingdom. These places may serve adult beverages in the morning, but it's Epcot. If you can hold on till 11 a.m., you're going to have a very large selection, so enjoy Future World first, and then you can drink to your heart's content. Kringla Bakery, like we said, we think they might have some, the beer and the Viking coffee. The Land Snack Cart, I believe, starts selling beer at 10 a.m. and the bakery in France may have wines and mimosas in the morning. But like I said, you're going to have a whole lot more selection if you wait till 11 a.m. So enjoy Future World, then head on in to World Showcase. So yeah, if you forget to have breakfast or do what Julie frequently does, which is skip breakfast, think she's going to be okay, and then realize, I'm really hungry, you will be okay. There are options. Now you know about them.
So this week's fan favorite food comes from Latara Coney, and today, the day that we are recording, is actually her birthday, so happy birthday, Latara!
We could sing birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, Latara, happy birthday to you. And that's now in the public domain, and we can sing it anytime we want.
She said, my favorite Disney food memory would be 2 weeks ago when my roommate and I did the luau at the Polynesian Resort.
I saw those pictures. They were great.
I know. I'm so jealous. It was so special because I wanted to give her the best birthday gift, but she ended up giving it to me. Food was great. My favorite part was the pulled pork and the show with the hot luau guys. It was well worth it. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And she apparently met the guys after the luau. So, what an awesome story. That luau is something that is on our list of something that we need to do. We did the Hoop-Dee-Doo review first, but this is something that we definitely need to try.
I've done the luau before.
And now I feel like it's something we have to extra try, and I'm very excited. And again, happy birthday, Latara. Thank you so much for sharing it with us, and we will see you in November.
Woo!
If you have a Disney food memory that you want to share with us, literally anything, a Disney snack, if you went to the water park and you got something awesome there.
Like those mini donuts.
If you've been to Disneyland in California, if you've been to Disneyland Paris or Tokyo or Shanghai or Hong Kong, we want to hear about it. Aulani in Hawaii, Disney Adventures, the Disney resort that Amy was talking about in North Carolina. Literally anything that has Disney's name on it. We want to hear about your Disney food memory. If it was just a snack that you loved, that was amazing, we want to hear about it all. Send your stories to onelittlespice@gmail.com or share it on our pinned Facebook post. It's right at the top. Social media, you can find us on Twitter at OneLittleSpice. On Instagram, we are at @1_little_spice. On Facebook, we are at OneLittleSpice as well. You can also join our Facebook group where we talk about even more Disney food and just basically Disney all the time. It's a great group. Join it. Love us. We love you. There are 3 questions to answer. We just want to learn more about our fans. We are on Patreon.
Yes, we are.
I am so excited about what we have going on Patreon right now. We have a 9-episode series about Food and Wine where we go in depth and talk about all the delicious food that they have at Food and Wine. Each episode, we single out 4 or 5 different booths and we go into detail and we talk about the foods and the wines that they have there, and we give you tips and awesome stuff about the Disney Food and Wine Festival, so when you go, you can enjoy it just as much as we do. That is one of the things that you can get by joining us on Patreon and becoming a patron. It's Magical Snack Corner. It's a small tier. It's our $5 tier.
Yes.
For Magical Snack Corner. And then you get Magical Snack Corner every 2 weeks. And it's amazing and it's wonderful. We also have some other really cool features. A Google Hangout with us where we can just talk about Disney food. Or Disney.
Or pretty much anything you want
to talk about. We're going to have a cheese plate. We encourage you to have a cheese plate. It'll be awesome. We're excited. And then there's some other cool little things. Hosting a Magical Snack Corner with us. A button pack. So head over to www.patreon.com/onelittlespice. Choose your support level. Join us there. It's awesome. We are so close to our first goal. Once we hit our first goal, we will be able to start our website. There, we'll be able to share Disney food pictures with you. We'll be able to share even more. We'll be able to hear from you. We have so many exciting ideas for this website that we want to share with you that's just going to add a whole extra level to our podcast. And we can't wait to get that out to you.
Yes.
By supporting us on Patreon, you help us get more Disney food content out to you. That's what we want to do. We want to get more to you. We're on TeePublic. The link is in the description. Click on it. Check out our t-shirts. We got baby onesies. We got phone cases. We got laptop cases. We have travel mugs. We've got everything. Check us out. TeePublic. Go there. It's awesome. Magnets. No tapestry. We are on YouTube. On YouTube, we are The Taste Lab. The Taste Lab, I mean, if you listen to this, the beginning of every episode, we are the Disney food podcast that isn't afraid to send you into the Taste Lab. And we help you get there. We bring you into our Taste Lab. We cook food from Disney. We did Le Cellier's cheddar cheese soup. We did Akersauce vegetable terrine. We got Morocco's 7 vegetable couscous. Coming up, we are doing the chopped Cobb salad. I'm hoping that that's going to be out today when you're listening to this episode. If it's not, I'm really sorry. But go to YouTube, search The Taste Lab, find us, bring some Disney magic into your kitchen, share pictures with us. We want to see them. We want to see them all. We want to hear what you think of the recipes. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do you know why? Because you're going to be the first ones to know when our newest videos are out. And then you'll get to learn how to make even more Disney food in your kitchen and bring some Disney magic home. Woo-hoo! Thank you so much for listening to this episode. And just remember, every recipe starts with one little spice.
So I definitely wrote, looks like a cook tasty eau de fall. What was I trying to tell you?
Julia, that back at the beginning.
So,
Julia, you're awesome.
So,
Julia, I love you.
I know, that's why I was like...
Nakona is Kona.
Is Nick Kona? Is he related to Nick Cannon?
Nick Jonas. Hey, get up, get loud.
From this moment, I can't think of the rest of the words. No, 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 no. There is nothing I would have heard. Okay, Julie, you can make fun of me later.